Hey everyone, so I'm kind of getting nostalgic here because of the fact that I grew up watching a lot of these shows, these nightly news local WBAY, WFRV, WLUK, NBC 26, and yeah, that's about it. But mainly WBAY. I was more partial to that when I lived back in Appleton with neenah, menasha, Wisconsin, and I lived in Green Bay for a very brief stint around the mid 1990s, and I grew up watching this guy. Um, it's just crazy that wow, it's all I gotta say is wow. It's like a loss for words, you know.
Beloved former WBAY meteorologist George Graffis is enjoying retirement, now living in Arizona with his wife and close to his son.
You ready to go?
Taking the time to not slow down, but to hit the racetrack at Road America.
See you at the track.
And tackling bucket lists and other hobbies such as travel, sailing, painting, and photography. But he says he thinks back on his time at WBAY and the viewers often.
When I looked at the camera, I always saw a face.
You were raised, of course, in Upper Michigan or Lake Superior. Not in the lake, but near the lake. Right.
The native viewer came to WBAY in 1985.
I remember the way that it looked back then. Holy shit.
He remembers a lot of fun memories on camera with bloopers.
It's oatmeal boiling. What's the next change? Hell, I don't know, but...
And of course, pranks. And off camera.
Bill and I, during commercial break, I think we're talking about liver and onions. Oh. And he and I both love liver and onions, but people have, very strong feelings about it. They either hate it or they love it.
Oh, I definitely hate it.
Somehow, after the weather, I happened to mention that.
And the viewers took notice. George says he had a flood of emails about liver and onions.
The connection between your audience and yourself, or yourselves in this case, it is so personal. I mean, personal. I used to stand right next to Cammie, and when on different news sets, sometimes I stand next to Bill, sometimes Cammie, but I stood next to Cammie's right ear, for decades. I mean, I know her right ear like it's better than my own.
Is that not perfect? After more than 3 decades in TV in Northeast Wisconsin, it's enjoyable to reminisce.
We could be here for a week talking about, memories and funny things that happened.
How could you pick a favorite?
One time, we were at the Railroad Museum.
George, where are you? There he is. What kind of weather we got to look forward to? All aboard!
And the train started to pull out, and I was supposed to be on it, so I ran and jumped on the, on the back step on the caboose.
Okay, George, give me my hand.
And slipped. And I thought, this is the end. But Chuck, reached down, grabbed my arm, and pulled me up.
I knew I could make it.
He kind of saved my life.
See you later.
With a lifetime of memorable moments George says he cherishes, many from his time spent with viewers. In the late 1980s, Graffis became the first meteorologist in the country to take a weather segment to a viewer's backyard.
I'll swing the microphone forward and you jump it.
We did the backyard weather years ago.
Appleton, yep.
That was a hoot. that was really crazy.
Adios. Adios, amigos. Auf Wiedersehen! Be careful, you don't have your helmet on, George.
George still visits Northeast Wisconsin and connects with viewers often.
You miss the viewers, you miss the people you work with a lot, and I guess the part that really you never forget, that's what's closest to you.
Some things he doesn't miss.
I grew up with snow, but I don't miss it.
What, where, and how much is a good question.
But next time he visits, well, you'll have to stay tuned. When you stop by in the summer, if it's around 4 p.m., 4:30, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or 10 p.m., I bet you we have a spot for you.
I most definitely have that on my schedule.
Thank you.
In Green Bay, Emily.
Yeah, it's crazy. The 1980s and the 90s. Wow. I can't even talk about it because
Communities across northeastern Wisconsin get ready for National Night Out. I'm Lisa Mann.
I was 18 when this episode came out. This specific episode, I literally just, I turned 18 a few months before this. April 2nd of 2002, I was 18 years old.
Up in a live report.
President Bush outlines a plan to keep our children safe from abductions.
And if you park in the Kimberly High School parking lot, be prepared to be tested for drugs.
And surgery went well for 2 girls joined at the head, but not without some post-surgical complications.
And details are released about what New York is planning to do on September.
I was there in 2004. Around April of 2004, I had me and then the girl Jenny, we had went there. We left Milwaukee and we took the Greyhound all the way to New York City, and we spent about a week there. We did quite a bit, but we stayed at this Salvation Army drop-in center shelter, and then they got us back to Milwaukee via the Homeward Bound program. So yeah, that was quite a bit.
11th.
And Brandon Borman says this cooler weather is going to hang around for a little bit.
This is Action 2 News at 5.
Now, coverage you can count on. This is Action 2 News at 5.
I remember the intro very, very well. That specific intro was like, it was going on for a very long time. Throughout the 2000s, it's all I was familiar with. It just like, wow, you know, it just fucking hits you hard, you know.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. Communities all around northeast Wisconsin are becoming more vigilant every day after recent violent outbreaks of sexual assaults and home invasions in many neighborhoods in our area.
Tonight, people.
And there's a reason for that, because of all the motherfuckers coming up from fucking Milwaukee and shit, and just causing trouble. And now if you go to the Allegheny County Jail, that is located near downtown Appleton, and the police station, a lot of those people in there are not from the area. They're actually from Milwaukee, or they were the last time I was there in like 2000, from 2008-ish to 2011-ish, off and on. Like I spent about almost a year in the county jail, and I had gotten out early 2011, like February, March, somewhere around there, and I left the valley in like later April, close to March 2011. I don't have any official records to go on. So, actually, I technically do. So yeah, maybe I'll have to take a look when I get a chance.
We're coming together for National Night Out. Lisa Manna joins us now live in Green Bay, where one of the events just getting started. Lisa.
Chuck, we're here at the Joannes Community Policing Center on the east side, where just one of many National Night Out events are going to be held tonight. Joining me now live is Officer Lynn Munker of the Green Bay Police Department.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Just fine.
This summer we have seen an unusual amount of violence, not only in Green Bay, but also in the valley, it seems. Yeah. What do you hope National Night Out events do to kind of combat that?
I think that two things that really contribute to the opportunity for criminal activity is apathy and anonymity. And if we can encourage folks to get out tonight, a National Night Out, turn on their porch lights and their yard lights, lock their doors up, and go meet their neighbors. Go meet the people that should be important in their lives, but perhaps aren't. We're so busy these days. We move into a new neighborhood and we've got this to do and that to do and work and our children's activities. Sometimes we don't take the time to meet our neighbors and the very people that can be watching out for us and the people that we should be watching out for. Yep. And once we develop those kinds of bonds, that kind of awareness of who those people are, what goes on in their lives, suddenly we begin to care. And there goes the apathy part. And once the apathy's gone, then criminals can't operate with anonymity because people are watching. They're noticing that there's a strange car in the neighbor's driveway that doesn't belong there. They notice somebody walking down the street that isn't ordinarily there. And they start paying attention to these things. And once people start to pay attention, then they start looking at security issues. Should I improve my lock? Should I improve my lighting? Things like that. Right. And all you've done is strengthen your whole neighborhood.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much, Officer Lynn Munger of the Green Bay Police Department. Chuck, back to you.
Okay.
He's absolutely right, people. I don't care what anyone says. He's absolutely right. I'm not a cop liker. I don't really like cops, but he's right.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, more than 60 Wisconsin communities will be taking part in the 19th annual National Night Out. They'll be joining the 9,700 cities, towns, and villages across the country in the National Crime Prevention event. Coordinators think the turnout for this year will be especially good because of the events of September the 11th, and people's desire to get out and do something good. Tonight at 10 o'clock, you'll hear the story of one woman whose father was murdered. Now she's trying to do what she can to put an end to crime.
Appleton police say they do not believe the man accused of committing numerous sexual assaults in the Fox Valley is connected to the stabbing 3 years ago.
Oh my God, I forgot about that motherfucker. I completely forgot about him. Yeah, I remember seeing him in the jail. He was a piece of shit. He should have gotten a blanket party several dozen times over.
Hoover Park. Police say Todd Meverden does not match the suspect's description for the Hoover Park incident. Authorities say Meverden has an alibi. It hasn't been checked out, though, yet.
We are investigating anything that was a stranger to stranger.
I remember him. Holy cow. I remember when the police station looked like that. Now it's all rebuilt, but it looked like that a long time ago. Yes, oh my God. Brings back memories.
Contact, whether it's sexually related or not, that's one of them that we're looking at. But at this point, we have no reason to believe that that's a person.
Police say if his alibi does not check out, they will look at him closer, but at this time, Meverden is not a suspect in that case involving Hoover Park. Well, the state is getting close to resting its case in the Matthew Doty trial. Doty is the man who's accused of robbing and killing Doug Tappa in his home in Alloway last January. The state says they plan to call one more witness tomorrow before they rest their case. A lead investigator testified today reading a written statement that Doty provided to police, which said the murder wasn't intentional and that his wife Misty was not involved in Tappa's death.
The man shot by Ashwaubenon police Monday morning remains in the hospital tonight. Albert Thomas's condition is not being released. Police were called to the home where Thomas was living. When they arrived, they tell us the man came out with knives in his hands after about half an hour. He was taken into custody and is now facing numerous charges. Tonight, the Hobart Village clerk will announce how much money was raised for the Stephanie Markins and Robert Etter Memorial Fund. Last month, you may remember, the two officers were struck by a truck driven by Tyson Kusher. Police.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Holy shit. Wow. 23 years ago now. Damn. 23 fucking years.
Kusher intentionally hit the two officers, killing them both. We'll have the fund totals tonight on the live report at 6 o'clock. And President Bush is putting out a call to all parents tonight, protect your children.
It's in response to recent child abductions, and President Bush is offering some suggestions to keep your children safe.
Unfortunately, as we work to help our children feel safer by fighting terror, America's children and parents are also facing a wave of horrible violence from twisted criminals in our own communities.
The president's office is putting out a handbook giving parents some tips on ways to talk to your children about trusting their instincts and what they should do if they feel threatened by any adult. Autopsy results should be released later today for the 3 little girls found dead yesterday in a homemade chest in central Wisconsin. The girls were playing in the trunk while their mother and older sisters were outside working. When the mother found the girls, they were not breathing. Police say the girls likely suffocated inside the box, which could only be opened from the outside.
Well, a lot of parents and students at Kimberly High School are up in arms right now. Jerry Berg is at Kimberly High School to tell us why. Jerry.
Well, Chuck, it is all over this parking permit application that is going out this week. On it, it clearly says a parking permit allows the school to randomly select students for drug testing.
Good.
Some parents say the school is stepping way over the line.
No, they're not. No.
Parking is a privilege.
Kimberly High School's principal doesn't care what some parents think. The new rule to park in the school lot will be enforced.
Good.
If you don't want to be part of the testing process, if you don't want to sign the application, you don't have the right to park in the parking lot.
Many parents feel the school is...
Driving's a privilege, people. I don't care what you say. Driving is a privilege. To have a car is a privilege. It's not a right. So therefore, you have no rights when it comes to shit like this. And I'm all about the rights. I'm all for people's rights. But there's certain things that you don't have rights to, and that you are privileged to have. That you can have, but there's clauses and there's stipulations and everything, right? Just like I don't have the right to have this TV. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any rights to it. Like, I don't have the right to own it. Because let's say if I got in trouble and I went away for a long time, I could lose all this stuff. I don't have a right to it. You know, if I had a right to it, I would get it all back, right? But I don't. Just like when I drive around, it's a privilege. It is entrusted with the privilege of driving, with having the vehicle, with being able to freely travel, right? I could freely travel all day, every day. I could walk and use Metro and whatever, but I choose to drive because that privilege was bestowed upon me, right? And I don't abuse that privilege. So...
crossing a privacy line.
There's some kids who are on medications that I'm concerned about that would test positive.
There's a lot of kids that are probably on medication for depression and anxiety and panic disorder, whatever, and I don't think it's the school's business.
There are parents who like the idea.
I think it's a wonderful thing because it's going to keep our kids clean, and if the kids have nothing to hide, there shouldn't be nothing, there should be nothing they're afraid of.
Students seem resigned about the test.
I'm forced to do the test if I want to have the right to drive to school.
Now, the Appleton School District is telling me that they won't even consider such a rule because their lawyers are telling...
A lot of those kids are my age. Probably a year or two older, but yeah. It's crazy how we all came this far in the circle of life, you know?
...them that such a rule will not hold up in court if it is challenged. Time will tell, Chuck, if the parents here are going to challenge the rule here.
Okay, another problem. Thank you, Jerry. Another sunny day with some cooler temperatures. What a great day it was. But first of all, a look at tonight's weather. Let's check in with meteorologist Brandon Borman's live in Storm Center 2. Brandon.
Well, Chuck, yeah, just a really nice day out. Actually, a little bit cool, especially along the lakeshore with the northeasterly
wind. I remember him.
Right near the lake. Held temperatures in the 60s. Doppler X real-time radar shows nothing going on, and it appears Doppler X...
Damn. I've been to every single major town and city in the state of Wisconsin, except for Sturgeon Bay. But that was it. I've pretty much been to every single major town. It's crazy.
Real-time radar will be quiet for quite some time. How about your Skycam network? A mix of sun and clouds in Green Bay and 70 degrees. Right now, Appleton is checking in with 70.
It's so hard to see that just because it's so damn. If that was College Avenue, holy shit. That was before the Performing Arts Center. Everybody, that was before the Performing Arts Center. That was before they even tore up College Avenue and redid everything and put in new utilities and widened up the sidewalks and all that good stuff. Holy shit, man. Damn.
As well, as I said, cooler along the lake. And
there's Manitowoc. You see that building right there? In the upper, it's a brown brick building with a white flat roof. That's the library. Wow. I used to live in Manitowoc. And then that bigger taller building, that's a brewery. And then further over to the south is where my ex-girlfriend lives. Look at the logo, Cellcom. This was, you know what? Actually, this was the year before I actually lived in Manitowoc. Holy shit.
Checking in with 64, and Oshkosh, the warm spot, if you can call it that, 71. Weather headlines, here's what you can expect. A nice work week, but then potentially a wet weekend if showers and storms do happen. It looks like at this point they'll happen in the evening on Saturday and then early on Sunday, leaving the days of Saturday and Sunday okay at this point. We'll fine-tune that weekend forecast as the days progress. More in your Storm Center 2 forecast coming up in just a bit.
Okay, Bren, thanks.
The annual Great Lakes Classic Tournament will be in full swing tomorrow. Today, the Women's Senior Golf Tour held a clinic for children. They're learning the fundamentals of golf at Green Bay Country Club. Tomorrow, the Ladies Pro-Am will be held. The professional events are scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. WBAY is proud to be one of 6 sponsors for the Great Lakes Classic this year. And throughout the day, we've been following the story of 1-year-old twins who were joined at the head at birth. After a 20-hour operation, the girls are separated, but some complications have come up. We'll have details on that straight ahead.
And in tonight's 2-year health report, you'll see how doctors are helping people like Sarah put an end to their seizures.
Refreshing change of pace on Wall Street, where the Dow rose 230 points. The NASDAQ was up more than 50.
See, you said the word American right there? That was a TV and appliance and furniture store on the west side of Appleton. Town of Grand Chute, to be exact. Right at, shit. I think College Avenue and, shit. I forgot the cross street. Just give me a second. Right here. American TV and Appliance. Grand Market Drive and Casaloma and West College Avenue in that area. And Barnes & Noble's still there. Yep, still there. Holy shit. See, permanently closed. Now it's a Steinhoffel's. Damn. This right here was a Sprint store. That was a Sprint store at one point. Half Price Books is still there. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's awesome. It's still there.
Good life has to cost a fortune. Not your Mercury dealer during the Big Tent event with 0% financing for 5 full years or up to $3,000 cash back on selected 2002 Mercury models. Get 0% financing on the powerful Mountaineer, 0% on the luxury-loaded Sable, 0% on the full-size Grand Marquis. Those are the biggest savings of the year. Now get 0%
the Grand Marquis, that's a great car. That's a Panther platform. That's a great car. The grandpa car. I would drive one in a split second. I really would.
Perkins' Great Summer Festival continues and now features the new
Perkins was on West College Avenue, right across the street from the Weston Ford and the Pridey Way Shopping Center.
Or enjoy our juicy burger served with your choice of new tasty toppings. Come to Summer
and on the same side was the Shoney's at one point, or Shakey's or whatever. But yeah.
For all your home medical needs, ask the expert. Green Bay Home Medical Equipment at WBAY.com. At Green Bay Home Medical Equipment, our passion is enhancing your mobility and comfort. Get back in the game with a new attitude. Ask the expert. Green Bay Home Medical Equipment at WBAY.com.
If you like Action 2 News, check out WBAY.com. You get the same in-depth coverage of the day's biggest stories. The most
look at the way websites looked back in the day, everybody. Holy shit.
Guide to entertainment at Allergy Track. WBAY.com coverage you can count on.
They were filled with so much stuff back in the day. It would take you hours to look at a website.
Kopp's Classic signature items. Enjoy the tastes we're famous for.
Yeah, Cobb's Foods, that was a local grocery store chain in the Fox Valley. There was one on East Calumet. Trying to remember, I think there was one in Neenah at one point. I think. And a few other. I think there may have been one. No, that was Cub Foods. We actually had a Cub Foods, and I'm surprised there wasn't even a Cub Foods out in Rochester in October 2023 or 2022 when it was whenever I had gone out there. Damn.
And the Cops Great Lakes Classic. Experience the LPGA Women's Senior Golf Tour at the Green Bay Country Club. Classic food and classic golf. It's a classic combination. On
There was a cops in fucking Manitowoc.
or off the course. Cops Food Center. Experience the difference.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Kagan Allergy Clinic, TV2's exclusive source of allergy information. In Appleton, Oshkosh, Green Bay, and Fond du Lac. It's the Kagan Allergy Clinic. You're watching coverage you can count on. This is Action 2 News at 5.
A San Diego jury will soon get the case of the man who's accused of kidnapping and killing 7-year-old Danielle Van Dam. The jury members heard 24 days of testimony from about 100 witnesses in the case against the neighbor, David Westerfield. Closing arguments are being given this afternoon. If he's convicted, Westerfield could get the death penalty. And doctors at the UCLA Medical Center are very closely watching a pair of twin girls who were joined at the head at birth, separated in surgery this morning. One of the girls had to be taken back into surgery this afternoon because of bleeding on the brain under her scalp.
This was not necessarily an unexpected complication. Dr. Jorge Lazarev has said word that he thinks that this will be manageable and that he still feels that the surgery can be quite successful for Maria Teresa.
Doctors say the girl's condition is still considered life-threatening, however, and the next couple days will be critical to their survival.
Well, it may be more painful to watch than to go through yourself. Seeing your child shake from an epileptic seizure. The friend's family lived that every day, 10 times a day. Their youngest child, a toddler, had seizures, a lot of them. Advances in diagnoses and surgery took those seizures away and are giving 2-year-old Sarah now a chance at a normal life.
Every time Sarah wakes up from a nap, her mom says a silent prayer of thanks.
Hi, sweetie.
The only visible reminder of Sarah's seizures and the surgery that stopped them is a small scar above the hairline, but Mom remembers them very well.
She just like her slump.
A disease called...
That little girl was probably a couple years older than my brother at the time. Wow.
Tuberous sclerosis caused Sarah's seizures. Benign growths formed in her brain. Her developmental skills, like speech, slowed as the seizures took over.
When you have a seizure, the electrical activity becomes disorganized.
Dr. Raffel and Dr. Buchholter knew medications were not working, but surgery would likely stop her seizures completely.
If she had a period of seizure control during her critical period of development, it would be worth it.
Combining several technologies, doctors zero in on the exact spot of seizure activity and remove it. The strategy begins with an MRI. Then doctors record brain activity during a seizure and when the brain is functioning normally. Finally, special computer software developed at Mayo Clinic called Syscom compares the brain images. The overlapping area is the target and it's removed. And look at her now, an easy recovery, and Sarah's a normal, happy child, lucky to be part of such a loving family. Kevin Rompa, Action 2 News, to your help.
Not all seizure patients are surgical candidates, we're told, and some seizures originate from more than one area. Although medications didn't help Sarah, we're told they are a good option for many patients. So if you want to learn more about seizure disorders, log on to our website at WBAY.com and click on To Your Help. Well, ABC Newswoman Cokie Roberts is being treated for breast cancer. The 58-year-old television veteran underwent a successful lumpectomy 2 weeks ago. She said she expects a clean bill of health after 6 months of chemo. Reports Roberts says that she does not expect the treatments to interfere with her work as an ABC commentator and political analyst. And in just over a month, our nation will mark the 1-year anniversary of September 11th.
And today, New York officials outlined what they plan to do to remember the lives lost. But first, Brandon Bormans joins us next with your complete Storm Center 2 forecast and coverage.
Look at the computers back then, everybody. Holy shit. Really not a flat screen around. It was all CRT. What date was this? 8702. Yeah, I probably was either in the Huber Center, or I may have just gotten out of the Huber Center in Winnebago County, and Jim was still there for another couple more months. I'm pretty sure of it. I remember that place like the back of my hand. I remember the way it looked inside. I remember the people. I remember running into an old roommate of mine from the Eau Claire Academy. His name was Cloyd. Oh my God, man. I remember every little thing from back in the day.
You can count on continues. First, here's your almanac. We'll be right back.
Action 2 News brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Power up with big savings on Panasonic LCD.
Oh my God. I remember Menards. Now they're as far as Morgantown, West Virginia. But back then, it was exclusively, I think, Wisconsin, maybe some parts of Minnesota. That was it.
Line batteries at Menards. They're all on sale. A 4-pack of double or AAA, 2C or Ds, or single 9-volt batteries are just 39 cents after rebate. Save on barricade lock sets by Yale. This bright brass entry set is $4.99.
Wow.
The combo pack with entry set and deadbolt lock is $9.99.
Now it's like $30 for that damn thing, you know?
With savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
That little jingle. Oh my God. That jingle's been going on for decades. That's a weird commercial. That's a weird ass commercial. What the hell?
Get 0% APR financing
Saturn.
for 5 years on all 2002 Saturn LC.
You don't even see Saturn around anymore. Saturn don't exist. It's gone. Pontiac too. I got a neighbor that has a Pontiac sitting outside here. I bet getting parts for that car is going to be hard, and much harder in the next 10-15 years. Crazy, right?
For restrictions, see your Saturn retailer.
Everyone talks about education, but Jim Doyle's lived it.
My mom's a teacher. My wife's
I remember that motherfucker.
teacher. In fact, after we were married, we both joined the Peace Corps to teach.
Believe me, education isn't Jim's top priority. It's his top 3 priorities.
It's part of him. Smaller classes, teacher training, school safety. It's why Wisconsin teachers endorsed him for governor.
Sometimes being a teacher looks a lot better than being governor.
Jim Doyle, real experience.
That's crazy. I remember him so well.
When we need it most.
I bought 2 pair of...
Yeah, Wisconsin went through so many fucking governors over the last few decades. So many. Crazy. Tommy Thompson, I remember him growing up. And then, then I think it was Doyle, and then I think Scott Walker. It's crazy.
Glasses, frames, and lenses from iMart Express
Oh,
for
this
$67.92.
this commercial here, I seen. Oh my God, I seen it thousands of times, thousands,
They have
probably
brand
hundreds
name
of thousands
frames
of
with prices
times.
so low, they're not allowed to advertise the name.
iMart Express, top name brand, frames and lenses. 2 pair for $67.92.
I remember this commercial at the back of my hand.
And iMart Express will beat any price on frames, or they're free.
On West College, next to WGNR Furniture.
Yep. Next to Alga and Steinmart Plaza. Huh. Steinmart. Steinmart's gone now. That place, Steinmart's been gone forever.
And on South Oneida in Steinmart Plaza.
Is that a Ford Taurus? Oh my God, I love Ford Tauruses, I really do.
Ford authorized clearance. 0% APR on all of Ford's best sellers. 0% Storm Center
Not a
2
fan
in
of the
partnership with
Mustang, but I'm a
SOCOM,
fan
keeping you
of
ahead of
the
the storm
Econoline,
with Doppler X
the Taurus
real-time
series,
radar, and our
the Edge.
exclusive tornado hunter, Viper.
I remember that.
George is off, and Brandon is here with our weather report. Another nice today, a little bit on the breezy side.
It really was. It was kind of cool today, wasn't it? Yeah, for the first time I actually felt kind of cold in like 2 months.
It's comfy, Brandon.
Comfy, that's right. We got to be positive.
Right.
That's right. One of the reasons why we were so cool today is because of that big blue H parked up over Lake Superior. And I'm going to tell you something, this high pressure system really isn't going to go too far anytime real soon. That's actually a good thing for us, because that will help to protect us from any advancing showers and storms that will be periodic across the...
They don't do weather like this no more, people. They really don't. Weather is not done like this no more. It's hard to explain, but back in the day it was easy to understand. It was a lot more concise, a little more predictable. Not fucking weather's bullshit.
As well as portions of Minnesota as well. So yeah, this trend will be in place for us tomorrow and for the next couple of days, with the slow warm-up taking place. Tomorrow could very well be one of the best days of the summer. It'll just be very, very comfortable. Well, high pressure is helping to provide us with northeasterly winds today and helping to keep things pretty cool and helping to advect in some drier air from Ontario. And that means that dew points are below that 60-degree level. All of us pretty much in the 40s and 50s as far as dew points are concerned. And again, anything you're below 60 feels very, very comfortable outside. Well, that area of high pressure and those northeasterly winds also bring in some cooler air everywhere across Wisconsin, primarily in the 60s and 70s, which is below normal for this time of year.
32
and specifically, we're dealing with 70 in Appleton, 70 for Oshkosh. Also the case for Fond du Lac in northeasterly winds ranging from about 9 to 13. Manitowoc checking in with 64. One of the cool spots in Sheboygan right now at 70. Clintonville, the warm spot, if you can really call it that, 72 there. And 70 right now at Anna.
Yeah. I really miss that one person. I really miss her and her son. She was much older though, but she was a really good person. She was like a mother to me for a while, from 2003 to 2004. You know, I really miss her.
Go with east-northeasterly winds across the board inland. Officially here at the National Weather Service in Green Bay, it's 68 degrees with a dew point of 51, northeasterly winds at 10. Now, throwing the satellite radar into motion all day long, we've been dealing with spokes of low, mid, and high-level clouds coming in from the northeast, and it's actually made kind of a nice-looking sky. And if these clouds can kind of hang together through the daylight hours, could have a pretty nice-looking sunset for us here in northeast Wisconsin. Rolling the clock on precision cast starting at 6 o'clock tonight, it will help to reinforce this idea of us staying dry. Any chances of showers and storms will get about as far as Eau Claire, and then that's really going to be about it, because, as I said, we have that area of high pressure just hanging tough across the Great Lakes, and that will help to keep us dry tomorrow and for the next couple of days, as we said. Lows tonight will be really chilly in the upper to middle 40s up north and middle 70s for tomorrow. Here's a look at your forecast for Storm Center 2. Mostly clear, cool, and crisp. 45 to 52. Mostly to partly sunny
I used to love them
for
temperatures.
tomorrow, and highs generally in the middle 70s. How about your 5-day forecast? A slow warm up into the weekend. Next chance of precipitation.
Wisconsin has some of the best weather around. So is Colorado too. But Wisconsin doesn't get that super hot there. It really doesn't. Here in the DC area, it gets hot as a motherfucker. But I got too much going on here. It's like I just can't pick up and leave, and you know, I would have to sell so much stuff. I would have to. It just would be too difficult to relocate back to Wisconsin. It really would.
On Saturday and Sunday, out on the water, a little bit choppy tonight, no problems tomorrow, and we encourage you to send us your e-pics to stormcenter2 at WBAY.com. We've had a bevy of them coming in already, and tell you what, they are really, really good. So I encourage you to keep sending them in. Thanks, Brandon. Okay.
For the past week and a half, we've been telling you about Door County beaches closed because of contamination. Well, now an investigation is underway to find the cause of the contamination, and you might be surprised to learn some of the potential sources. We'll have that information for you tonight at 6 o'clock. And firefighters in the town of Embarrass are trying to figure out who would steal thousands of dollars from their treasury. The money is a huge part of the department's budget. Quincy McNeil brings us that story at 6 tonight.
The first anniversary of the 9/11 attack is just over a month away, but plans for memorials are already in the works. Today, the city of New York released their plans for how they expect to deal with that somber day. Part of the plans include bagpipe processionals, special readings, and the families heading into the Ground Zero site.
Our intent is to have a day of observances that are simple and powerful, that honor the memory of those we lost that day, and that gives New Yorkers, Americans, and people around the world the opportunity to remember and reflect.
Now, the mayor said while it will be a day to remember, he expects it to be business as usual in the city.
And Chris is joining us with sports. What do you have, Chris?
Mike Sherman's springing a surprise on his players this morning. We're going to tell you if they enjoyed it. And
Not what I heard.
morning, hon.
Good morning, Mr. Bright Eyes. No, not at all. He's doing great.
He's kind of like a goofy kid again.
No, actually, he had the LASIK surgery done at the Green Bay Eye Clinic.
Oh.
Exactly, it's your eyes. You want quality.
If your life is one adventure after another, you need to explore the Dodge Summer Clearance and the bold new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. 4 full-size doors.
A friend of mine has one of those, like the 2017 model, and the guy that I was working for this morning has a 2014, I think.
APR financing for 60 months that can save you up to $7,000 on Durango. All of which now make Dodge man's newest best friend.
Yep.
This is the hottest sale.
They don't make those commercials anymore.
Sizzler sale. Save up to 60%
Wow.
throughout the store. Bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms.
Fucking
The savings
sucks
are hot and make no down payment, pay no interest, and make no monthly payments until August 2003. Whatever you need for your home.
August
Furniture Land's got it
2003.
right now
Where
during
was
the
I then?
hottest sale of the summer. Save up to 60%.
I was back in Appleton,
Open Monday,
Wisconsin,
Wednesday,
I
Friday, 9
believe,
to 9,
or
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday,
maybe
9 to 5.
just
The
about to leave
Summer
Manitowoc.
Sizzler sale at Furniture Land in Pulaski.
Oneida Casino's Pavilion Nights presents Billy Idol, coming Saturday, August 10th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8. Tickets $20. Available at Oneida Casino in all Ticket Star locations. Or call 1-800-895-0071 to charge by phone. Billy Idol. Saturday, August 10th at Pavilion Nights, Oneida Casino, Green Bay.
Shopping for school supplies can be so stressful. Unless you go to Shopko's Neat School Sale, where all the basics are in one place at unbelievably low prices. 8 to 20 count Crayola markers, 86 cents. Extra scissors for kids, 99 cents. 10-pack Scripto pens, 49
Shopko.
cents.
Yeah, they're long gone now.
In and out in no time. But that could be our little secret.
You have no idea what I've been through.
Shopko. Neat stuff, neat store.
Yeah, Shop was long gone, everybody. Long gone. I don't know. It sucks that they're gone. They were a good store for the longest time.
Today. No.
$600,000
Sorry for the noise, everybody. I don't know where it's coming from because of the video.
within 1 year.
Tonight, Green Bay police are looking for a man they say robbed a store at gunpoint on the city's west side. It happened in Houston.
But yeah, March 28th, 2006, I was living in, I believe, Denver around the time. Maybe Colorado Springs, Fort Carson. Yeah. I could tell you things about that too. I miss that girl Jennifer that I met who came down from Denver. Fucking miss her too. I fucking miss miss Jessica from Denver. I miss Amanda from Denver. Miss Sarah. Sucks.
After 6 o'clock tonight at a PC Systems company store in the 900 block of Lambeau Street on the city's far west side. They say the man walked into the store, displayed a gun, and demanded cash. He walked off with an undetermined amount of money. No one inside the store was hurt. Police say they're looking for a white male in his 30s who's about 5'8" tall. They say he was wearing a baseball hat pulled down over his eyes and blue jeans. There was also an armed robbery tonight in Howard. Brown County Sheriff's Department says it happened just before 7 at the Fantasies Lingerie store in the 1800 block of Belp Avenue. They say the man displayed a handgun and demanded cash. He left a determined amount of money. No one was injured there. The suspect is described as a white male between 5'8" and 5'10". He's slender with dark hair. The Sheriff's Department.
Storm season. Storm spotters tell us tonight they're busy checking over equipment
on the windows if there's any damage that takes place with that wind.
It's information that's collected and passed on to those who might be in the storm's path. At the same time, a spotter's safety is never jeopardized, which is why everyone keeps a safe distance.
Let's face it, nobody wants to get hurt.
Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News, Green Bay.
Jason Zimmerman.
You too can be a spotter for
I recognize his voice in a split
Storm
second.
spotters are volunteers who keep an eye on the storm and inform the Weather Service on the latest information about the storms in their area. All you have to do is attend a training session just like this one that took place tonight in Oshkosh.
I've always wanted to do that, always.
Session every 4 years. Here's a list of upcoming training sessions in our area. Every session starts at 6:30 and lasts about an hour and a half.
I should have done that. I should have done that a long time ago. I fucking regret it now.
Henning and 11-year-old Purvis Virginia Parker were last seen a week and a half ago while going to play basketball in their neighborhood. Pledge Park in Glendale is about a mile from where the boys were last seen. Today, investigators searched heavily wooded areas and part of the Milwaukee River that runs through that park. Milwaukee police said they didn't search the park because of any tip, but because family members told them the boys were familiar with that area.
Going to keep the search up at this magnitude as long as we see.
Not familiar with the area.
Coming together, and that's what it's going to have to continue from here on out. It has to get better.
Henning said the boys were not familiar with the area searched today, but he is glad police are eliminating any possible locations of where they may be.
Brendan Dassey's attorney does not want the teen's confession.
I sat in jail with Stephen Avery. I actually met him very, very briefly. At first, I didn't like him and stuff like that just because of this case. I was so fucking biased and judgmental and everything back then. But I'm very convinced that Stephen Avery and Brendan did not kill Teresa. Absolutely not. They were set up because he beat the first case and was found innocent and got hit, and he was locked up for 17, 18 years, completely innocent. So they were just trying to get him again because fucking Manitowoc County really had it out for them, like for the Averys. They really did. And now his mom's gone, and he didn't get to spend time with her, and that pisses me off.
The Halbach murder case used in court. 16-year-old Dassey told investigators that he and his uncle, Stephen Avery, raped and killed Teresa Halbach in Avery's home last October 31st.
Absolutely not.
Dassey's lawyer says the tactics used to get Dassey to confess weren't fair and shouldn't be allowed.
I don't recognize those sheriff's guys. I would recognize Sergeant Joy, though. I could tell you that. This motherfucker's a piece of shit. I'm telling you, everybody. He's the biggest piece of shit ever. Fucking asshole. He really fucked their case up. I think he should be in prison too. Dumb motherfucker.
Legitimate in terms of making a suspect feel that the police know everything, and the suspect should tell him something because the police already know it.
Kaczynski admits the confession is the strongest piece of evidence against his client, but says if it's thrown out, it could jeopardize the prosecution's case.
Yeah, Brendan has developmental problems, and they took advantage of him. So fucking wrong.
Meanwhile, Stephen Avery's attorney is asking for another preliminary hearing on the latest charges that is filed against him in the Halbach murder case. After his nephew confessed to police, Avery was then charged with false imprisonment, kidnapping, and first-degree sexual assault. He was already charged with first-degree homicide and mutilation of a corpse. His attorney, Dean Strang, says
I hate that judge, that piece of shit. That judge right there is the biggest piece of shit ever.
liable, and the prosecution should have to prove their case in a hearing, or the new charges should be dropped altogether.
Fuck that motherfucking DA.
To hear the
Piece of
wrongful
shit.
death case filed against Avery by Teresa Halbach's family. Manitowoc County Judge Patrick Willis was originally assigned to the case, but since he is also presiding over the criminal
Fuck Judge Willis, a piece of shit.
case, he decided to step down. He will be replaced by Manitowoc County.
And fuck Daryl Dietz too, that motherfucker. That motherfucker Daryl Dietz really fucked my life up. I mean, I got over it. I'm doing better, but still, that fucker fucked my life up.
Judge Daryl Dietz.
Police have cracked the case of what appeared to be a hand found by a dog yesterday on Green Bay's west side. The hand is actually a lion's paw. After hearing about the story on the news, the local taxidermist called police. He said he left the paw on a fence post to dry out and then realized it was missing. Today, State Supreme Court Justice John Wilcox announced he plans to retire when his term ends in August of 2000. Sally will get the death penalty.
2 years. Commercial banks drop off today while flying thousands of feet in the air.
Live temperatures from our exclusive Storm Center 2 WeatherNet sites. Right now, it's 39 degrees in Neenah.
Believe me, the Wisconsin winters, they get brutal. They are brutal. I'm telling everybody, brutally cold. And you thought winter around the East Coast here was bad or down south? Please. Don't come and talk to me like once you experience a real Midwest winter.
And 37 degrees in Menasha, and all across northeast Wisconsin, a big range from temperatures from the lower 30s to close to 40 degrees right now, and we'll see even warmer temperatures in the days ahead, so stay tuned for forecast details.
Logic says that the Buick LaCrosse with the more fuel-efficient V6 that offers an estimated 30...
You know their needs. Instead of just standing back there and jaw jacking, he comes through for us. It's about
News you can use. Action 2 News.
FAA is investigating the incident. No one
Lawyers to fire young people
are everywhere.
here with the change we need. Get an honest man in there.
And Snow Tracker.
Friday, so that's tonight. It's clear out, but drier and certainly still warmer than normal. Of course, when severe weather.
It's plenty big to store whatever you need.
There is no.
Just got out of
in the game.
Well, I'm gonna get out this thing because it's been almost
to 110. Your fishing game
almost an
forecast
hour. I don't make the video
looks
too long
like
here,
there's
so.
plenty of good activity.